my juice all the time. You know that's my thing, to do this all the time and say hi to everyone. You got to overshadow me.
That's what I do, Shane.
I know. God. Hey, Drew. Hey, G. Just forget about Natalie. I'm here. Hey, everybody.
I feel like I've never seen you or hear you do this. Like,
I always do it.
It's like crazy.
Ask Chad. It was my thing before you came around. You just took everything from me. I just don't know what to do anymore.
It was when you were out, Shane, with your little arm problem.
I'm so emotional on the fast.
I know. I feel.
I don't like it.
I know. I feel like you're.
I gotta. Never mind.
Shane, are you building resentment?
No, fuck no. Oh, shit. You kidding me?
Go ahead and start, guys, because
there's Hope Lodge. Mute all current options. Can you?
Charlene.
Belinda, Charlene. Who's the little girl dancing in the? Julian. We can't see names because you're not doing stuff. Drew.
Hit the. There you go.
Michelle. Michael.
Victor. Justin. Yes. Chuck.
Hey, Victor. I see you smoking there, Victor.
Dude, I'm about to go live, Shane, on
yeah, let's go live, baby.
Instagram.
Say Instagram, people.
Ooh.
Recover Out Loud meeting. Hopeaholics here. Shane Earn. We recover out loud. We are together. We got Marco in the house. Marco's got a crazy fucking story. I'm not allowed to swear, but I just did. You're allowed to swear, Marco. Don't worry about it.
So it's all right if we're not.
Yeah. It's okay if you use.
Hang on, Shane. You did all that, and there's a 70.
70. Hey guys, how you doing? This is
92.
You got Natalie,
You guys,
WW
you guys
Superstar,
can
Diva in the house. We got Marco doing a 12-step.
tell them they can join the meeting too.
Tell them about the meeting. Join the meeting.
Join the meeting. Come to the Instagram. Hopeaholics bio is in the link, or the link is in the bio.
Can you guys hear Shane?
He always says
in
that.
The bio. Okay.
The link. He said the bio is in the link.
The link is in the bio.
The link is in the bio.
So join us 6 to 7. We got Natalie from EW Superstar. We got Chad Carlson, CEO of the Infinity Group. We are the Hopeaholics, and we're here to share our lives with you.
All right,
and
Natalie, hold this for a minute.
We always have a special guest.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start to get started as people come in. Just want to remind everybody that the Recover Out Loud meeting is streamed live.
Bye, Lewis.
On
Have fun in class.
Zoom, and it's also streamed live on Instagram.
Yes.
This is an add-on to your normal meeting. The Recover Out Loud is not a program, so continue doing what you do on a normal basis to stay sober. This is a movement. We really want to bring awareness to the fentanyl crisis. As you guys know, 300 people die every single day from fentanyl, and we need to create change at the highest level, man. So
how can they join the meeting again? I'm sorry.
You can join the meeting, guys. If you're watching on Instagram right now, you can join the meeting. The link is in our bio. It's in our link tree. Just click the Zoom meeting, and it'll connect you straight to this meeting.
Yes.
You can also watch us live on
Recover Out Loud tab
YouTube.
In the link.
What's happening, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Hope Lodge is here.
Hope Lodge is in the house. Charlene, Danielle.
Yes.
Jennifer, G. Belinda. Is Chuck? Where's Chuck?
He's right there, top left.
Chuck, what's happening? My man, Julian's in the house.
Victor's in the house.
Nice. Good crew of people coming in. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the meeting. We'll do about a 20-25 minute speaker testimony, and then we'll open it up for you guys. Shane, you want to do the rest of the introduction here?
May as well. So let's we're going to take about 20 minutes. We are live streaming, so if you don't want your face or voice to be heard or seen, please turn everything off. We are Recover Out Loud. You don't need to qualify. You can be in recovery or not in recovery. Just bring your pain, bring your joy. We want to hear it all. We want to share it all.
Mm-hmm.
And Marco.
We're on me?
You're up, buddy.
Beautiful. So I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for having me here. It's truly a blessing and an honor to be able to recover out loud for those who are dying in silence. So first and foremost, I just want to give glory to God for this opportunity. I like to say, I have died and I've been buried, and it is no longer do I live, but through Him. Mm. So when I get called out to these engagements, it truly is a blessing and an honor. So I just want to start off by saying my name is Marco. I have definitely suffered with addiction. I am definitely a sinner saved by grace. And it's just sometimes, I look back on it today, and it's just amazing to be here in these type of situations, almost surreal, truth be told. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by sharing where my parents come from, so you guys can draw the parallels as well from your background story. So my father and my mother were both born in Sicily. My father was born in a small town in Sicily, right outside the capital, by the name of Villabate, and my mother was born in the countryside in a town by the name of Corleone. My father's family definitely comes from humble beginnings, for sure. So at an early age, my father's family moved away from Sicily, and they ended up moving over to Germany to find work. My mother's family ended up moving out from Sicily over to the States. Now, my father and my mother were both on vacation in Sicily, and they were at my great-grandparents', and they actually met over there. And then from then, it was history. My father ended up leaving everything behind and ended up coming back out to the States with my mother. So I got to see what humble beginnings look like as well, right? But I also got to experience the American dream. My father came to the States with $5 in his pocket. That was it, and he made a wonderful life for us kids. Me, I was born in Staten Island, New York. My family's originally from Brooklyn, Canarsie. When I was about 5 years old, I ended up moving out to Central Jersey, and I was raised in Central Jersey. To give you guys a brief background history of my childhood and what it consisted of, and I don't know if this is politically correct, like I was saying, but what people call beatings nowadays, we call discipline growing up. Mm-hmm. So by the time I was 12, 13 years old, I got caught for the first time drinking, full-fledged, dove into substance abuse, right? I had a get-together with my friends. It was about 10 of us, and at this time, my father was on a business trip, so to say, in Las Vegas. And he would take these business trips every so often, so I had it down to a science, and so did my friends and I. So what we said was, okay, we're going to go get some liquor, we're going to get some weed. The other friend had some Xanax, and we're going to throw a party in my basement. So my mother was actually at a family friend's house, so she wasn't home at the time that it occurred, but she was familiar with all our friends. We all knew each other, from the neighborhood. We were all family friends with one another. So we were downstairs and we were partying, and my grandmother had a marble table. And I'll never forget, there was a friend that sat on one side of the marble table, and when he sat on the marble table, it came down and it cracked on the other side. So I already knew right there and then it was going to be chaos. Now, I come from a family that whatever my mother's got in her hand, she's going to discipline us with. So whether it's a phone, whether it's a hanger, it don't matter what it is. So my mother actually ended up coming home right around 9:30, and we locked the door to come downstairs. So my mother's banging on the door, and I already know what's going to occur once she gets her hands on me, right? So it's a little bit different on the East Coast. So you got them walk-through basements, so my mother stopped knocking on the door, and I was just waiting to see her face. Now, at this time, all my friends scattered like wildflies all over the place, right? Because they know my mother as well, my father, and how they get down, so to say. So what ended up happening was my mother came around the backside, and they scattered, and I saw my mother just beeline to me, right? Now, at this time, I was an athlete, so I had a baseball game the following morning, right? So this was the first time I got to experience what a hangover really consisted of. And like I was saying earlier, my mother had the phone in her hand, and she took it and she cracked it over my head, right? And I definitely deserved that within that time and being. And I'll never forget, my little baby cousin was upstairs as well. We were watching her. My aunt was out, and they got to see all of that on the opposing side. The following morning, I woke up. I had a baseball game. I struck out 3 times. My mother was like, you're going to the game regardless right now. So my father's in Vegas, right? So I haven't even got the worst of it. Growing up, I rather got caught by the cops than get caught by my pops, right? Let's put it like that. So my father comes home from Vegas. He sits me down at the table, and he says, "Que sucedió?" which means in Sicilian, what happened, right? So I said, we drank. And now he had a wiffle ball bat by his side. He said, so I turned to him, I said, we drank. He said, where'd you get it from? I said, I stole it from a friend's garage. Took the wiffle ball bat and hit me right in the back with it, right? He asked me a second time. He said, "Where did you get the alcohol from?" I said, "Baba." I said, "I told you, I stole it from the garage." He took the wiffle ball bat and hit me again with it for the second time. The third time, he turns to me and he says, "Where did you get it from?" I looked in his eyes. I said, "Baba, I told you, I stole it from the garage." And he hit me with it the last time. He said, "You learned a valuable lesson, son, today." He goes, "You didn't open your mouth." And that's the way that I was raised and the way that I was brought up. And I just want to backtrack a little bit, to a part of my life that really, really took a huge toll on me and allowed me to really see the evil in this world as well. When I was 9 years old, I'll never forget my uncle that I was super, super close with, my Uncle George. Now, mind, when we grew up in an Italian household, right, you got everybody living in the home. So my grandparents were living on the middle floor. We were living in the basement. And then my uncle, his girlfriend, and then my aunt and my uncle were living in another room. So we were real close. You know, my cousins, they're not cousins. Those are my brothers and my sisters. That's the way that we were raised. And by the time I was 9 years old, we received a call. It was 2:00 in the morning, and we knew something was wrong, right? We had that gut feeling, and we got a call that my uncle was murdered. He was a pharmacist, my uncle, and he was walking outside the back. A female had came up to him, asked him what time it was, and there was a man hiding in the trees right behind him, and he pulled a gun to my uncle's face and put a bullet in between his eyes, right? And that took a huge toll on me because he showed me how to play baseball. You know, he showed me how to be a man. He was an amazing husband to my aunt, and my aunt's like that's my rock. You know, she always stuck by me. She never betrayed me through everything that I've been through, and he was an amazing father, right? So. That whole situation occurred. My aunt went through a rough time. She actually formed a tumor. In her eye. Still to this day, she has a defect in her eye from going through it. But that brought the family even closer. That's just the way that we came together as an Italian family, right? So through that, we formed a real close-knit and close bond. And let me get back to when I was then 12, right? So I got caught drinking, everything of that sort. And my addiction just it was a snowball effect. You know, I like to say habits work both ways, negatively and positively. And that's what I get to see today is the positive effect of it, right? But at this time in my life, I got to saw the negative effect of it, right? So my addiction, it just kept pursuing, you know, and at this time, you know, high school came around, right? And in high school, my identity was baseball. But the thing is I had it down to a science once again. Why? Because I saw what a double life looked like, right? I saw these men that my father was surrounding himself with. You know, on the outside, they had the riches, they had the success, but in the background, their families couldn't stand them, right? So I started to really see that side of things as well. So like I said, I had it down to a science. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd get picked up from my friend, right? I hung out with older individuals in high school. So I was a sophomore at this time. My friend who was a senior, he was picking us up and he would drive us to school. And, you know, we would smoke a blunt in the morning, you know, and I was sniffing Roxy's at that time. And then by fourth or fifth period, we had a good friend of ours who had a prescription of Adderall and Vyvanse, right? So by fourth to fifth period, I'm popping a Vyvanse. And then right before the game, you know, I'm drinking energy drinks. And this was going on. And I mean, I had scholarships and everything all the way across the board. You could actually look it up today. I'm definitely Googleable when it comes to baseball. We broke records all the way across the board, A North, All Shore, all of that. And that was my identity for some time. You know, lying, stealing, manipulating, all of that all the way across the board. I got involved in all of that. Stole from my parents, would take money from my mother's purse. You know, I was definitely a hardcore drug addict, you know, for sure. Now, what happened was it was either me go to college or me go party with my friends who were in college, right? And I definitely didn't take the route to go to college, right? So what ended up occurring, same exact thing. Now I have no identity, right? Because baseball is not there. So even worse, take a full-fledged dive into my addiction. I was hanging out with a kid. At this time, I was sniffing heroin, right? Because heroin was cheaper than the Roxy's. And he was shooting coke and he was shooting heroin. And I turned to him. I was like, what does that feel like? He said, you really want to know what it feels like? He's like, I highly advise you don't do it. But he turns to me, he says, it's like having sex and finishing 3 times. That's exactly what he told me. And I took the first shot of coke that night, and it was history from there, right? that night I couldn't because I was on sub, so I couldn't do heroin. Ended up full-fledging into shooting heroin a little bit later on as well. Now, where I come from, you use drugs, you're like a leper, right? They're going to throw you into the mountains. My father, the first time I got caught, he was like, I'll tie you to the bed and you can stay in the room. That's what, that's what I came from. And what ended up occurring was I got an ingrown hair in my arm, right? So to say that I told my parents, and we end up going to the hospital, and the doctor turns around and he's like, you shoot drugs? I was like, no, look at my arms. And he looks at my arms real quick. He's like, all right, you're good. And he takes another look and he sees I got track marks. My father's face was just in disgrace. You know, I can see it all over him. And that's when the institution started kicking in, right? So I've been to Georgia, I've been to Tennessee, I've been to Florida, Jersey, all the way across the board. That's my story. I've been to every single treatment center you can possibly think of, but the treatment centers that I come from are a little different than the ones out here. You know, more hospital type settings, 70 beds, you know, chow hall and things of that sort. Now, I was in Tennessee at the time, and I would go to 30-day treatments, come home, get high, go back, you know, acquire some time. And then what ended up happening was I was in Tennessee, and they gave me the opportunity. They said, hey, you want to go to California for outpatient? I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I ended up acquiring about 7 months. That was back 8.5 years ago. So my first 3.5 years in California was incarceration. I couldn't spend more than 48 to 72 hours on the street. So it was as clear as day at this point where my life was heading. And I'll never forget the first time I get locked up, I get charged with a burglary case, right? I was dating this girl at this time. I was high on meth, so I was on a mission. I was running around, and I was under the impression that she was still in the home, but she had taken off as well. So I kicked the door in, right? And when I did so, the guy pulled out a crowbar. They ended up calling the cops. I ended up resisting arrest. While I was in there, they ended up knocking my case down to a vandalism case. Why did they do so? Because the cop beat me up brutally, so they didn't want to catch charges on their side. So I ended up doing only 3 months on that case, right? I was out for 48 hours, get high on meth all over again, back on a mission again. The helicopters are after me, all of that from A to Z, right? And I ended up catching a battery assault on an officer. He was running around the side. I came out thinking he's after me, and I just cracked him across the side of the face. That's what the voices were telling me at that time in my life, right? So once again, he gets the baton, starts beating me with it, everything from A to Z. I end up doing 6 months on that case. Once again, God's grace bestowed upon me, see it clear as day. Like I said, they gave me a resisting case on that one. Didn't question it, ended up doing 6 months. Get released. Now I'm out for about 48 hours. My mother's got me lined up with a treatment center and everything. But once I got out, if anybody's familiar with the Twin Towers, when you get out, they got the Denny's right down the street, right? So what happened was I would always go to the Denny's, I meet somebody over there, get some meth, drive up to the valley, same situation all over again. So what happened was I was walking the streets for about 2 to 3 days, right? And I'm hitting a corner, high on meth once again, right? So at this time, I'm walking the corner and there's this car that its lights are flickering on and off. I was like, yep, that's the car I got to take. You know, back on the mission all over again. You know, the voices are talking to me. And at this time, I'm actually attracting, right, helicopters. I'm actually attracting the cops. And this is you know what? My addiction taught me the power of manifestation, right? Because I was attracting a life beyond my wildest nightmares, you know? So it did bring some good out now that I look back on it. So what happened was the guy was entering into the gate, going into the complex. I run into the car, pull out, drive a quarter mile down the street, get out, run to the backyard, and there was a trailer in the backyard. I get underneath. They let the dogs out. While they let the dogs out, I put my hands up. I'm like, yeah, absolutely not. I didn't know the severity of this case, right? But when I end up getting locked up, I come to find out that I get hit with a carjacking and a kidnapping case. My life shatters before my eyes. I got 25 years hanging over my head over one stupid decision that I made. While I was inside that cell, when I tell you that I was completely shackled and taken over by the enemy, that was my life. I was drained of everything. Hepatitis C, my liver was giving out on me. My kidneys were done. I was a walking corpse. That's the best way to explain it. But my mother found peace when I was incarcerated. You know why? Because I still had a chance at life while I was in there. Now, I had one of the greatest revelations when I was locked up this last time, but I realized it as clear as day. God was telling me, he's like, look, he's like, you got no more chances. He's like, you're going to get it right now, right? You're going to take my hand. You manifested a life beyond your wildest nightmare. I manifested a life beyond my wildest nightmares. Nobody else did it to me. It was me. He said, take my hand and us two together will manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. And from that day forward, I made a decision. A conscious decision. I'll do whatever it takes. So that's the man who died and who was buried. He lives in the past. He's no longer alive. I'm going to share the story of the man who's been restored back to life, right? So today I'm married,
Amazing.
right? I'm married. I've stepped into a situation where I parent what I like to call God's children that he made me a good steward of, right? The two older ones are gone. We got four back at home. I take care of my mother-in-law. She's living with us currently. My brother-in-law is home from Belize. He's living with us currently. So you can say that we got a full home. And I can give you all of this monetary success and everything of that sort. But I'm gonna be real with you. It don't mean nothing. My cake's already formed because my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he adds cherries and candles on top of my cake. But don't ever let those cherries and candles become who you are, right? And that's something that's so important. I'm a man of integrity today. I'm a man of character today. I'm an owner and a founder of an organization by Journey to Solutions. We provide resources for mental health and those suffering with substance abuse, right? I disciple men. I sponsor men. I mentor men. I walk you through life. If I can help you and I can be of service, I am here to share my story with you. I'm willing to do whatever it takes as long as you're willing to put in the work. And that's a promise from the deepest depths of my heart. I got a great relationship with my pops today, a great relationship with my mother today. My little brother who suffered with epilepsy, they took a chunk of his left brain out today. Today he's been restored back to sanity too. And he may not know it, but in the book of John it says there was the Word and the Word was with God and the Word was manifested here amongst us and it was made flesh. That kid, I know because he's got God in his life today, he's been healed of his epilepsy as well. My older brother, now my sister, right, transgender, didn't speak to her for 2 years because where I come from, we just don't get down like that. But I'm going to tell you, she's got a heart of gold, an amazing and beautiful soul. And what trips me up is people ask me that question, you know, like, is it okay to be gay? Number one, that's not my place to ever judge, right? But what I'm going to tell you is I've met people who have kinder souls and kinder hearts than anybody else I came in contact with. So I'm not inclined to have those discussions and dialogue, but what I will tell you is that I got a great relationship with my family today. I go back out there, me and my wife, we just went out there to have a reception back, what was that, 8 months ago. We had 150 over there. I got to be there to be present. And I can go on for days what my life looks like today. But let me tell you something as well. Back in 2018, when I was incarcerated, there was a guy that came in actually, and he was a little bit out of his mind, and he was carving something up on the top of the bunk. And me and him had gone to an altercation. I had to go do a few months in segregation, right? So when I got out, COVID actually was happening. So they weren't pursuing it. I didn't think anything happened. I got released, right? Checking in with PO, paying bills, productive member society, discipling and helping people. And let me tell you, just because you start doing the right thing, don't mean that you don't got to pay consequences for your past, right? So it was back, back 3 years ago. I was driving. We were eating Chinese food at my home, my apartment at the time. I told my son, let's go grab some ice cream. I had just gotten a new car, and I didn't have the front license plate on, right? Because I didn't like the way it looked. The cop pulled me over, and he turns around, and he's like, you got a warrant for your arrest out in L.A. I said, officer, you got the wrong guy. I said, I haven't stepped foot in L.A., nor have I had a single citation since I've been released. He said, well, we got to take you in. What ended up happening was they gave me an in-house case, an assault with a GBI back from 2018. I had to go face that while I was fully in my walking sobriety and recovery, right? I called up my wife because that's the lady that I have in my life today. My bail was at 150. I said, babe, grab the funds and bail me out. She bailed me out immediately. She was there to pick me up. And I fought that case for 2 years. They wanted to give me 6 years with a strike, 3 years with a strike. And what ended up happening was I got LORs, letters of recommendation from pastors, from good friends that I came in contact with. I showed them productive member society, paying bills, doing everything of that sort. The DA fought for me. tooth and nail. They ended up giving me a year on that case. I had to go back into the county 3 years into my walk. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It was one of the greatest blessings that I've endured along this journey. I got released from that a year and a half ago, fully in my walk. My wife was there to rock side by side with me. I had brothers with me side by side that helped my wife as well. And I didn't have to worry about whether she was doing something with another man, because that's the life that I live today. While I was in there, I'll never forget, I spoke to the Lord and I said, God, I said, just reveal to me what it is that I'm doing here. And I looked to the right. I'll never forget, there was a guy tented up, right? He was on the phone with the girl, so we already know what was going on. I looked to the right. There's a guy that OD'd. Man's got him on the shoulders, brings him into the showers. The next man's catting out on some spice. He had lost his mind. And on the other side of the day room, they're looking at him and they're just laughing, right? And I'm seeing this all from an outside perspective. And he's like, that's why I sent you in. And I'll never forget, I led more souls to the Lord while I was incarcerated this last time around than I ever did on the outside. And I am forever grateful for that. And it just taught me a lot. It taught me that no matter what I go through, number one, he'll never forsake me. Number two, he will never leave my side. And the strength and the power that's actually within that is difficult to even articulate in words. I just want to finish this off by thanking the people in this room. There's people who have been through blood, sweat, and tears for us to be here. And to tell you that this life is easy today, I'd be completely lying. There's days when I look at my hands to see if I have holes in them, but I rise up every single day because it's no longer my life to live. I chose this life. I've accepted him into my heart. And it's for me to give away this gift that's been so freely given to me. It's no longer about me. It's about all of you. So if there's anything that I can do for you outside of this meeting, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you guys again. It's been a blessing and an honor to be here. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask, because the only question I don't get a response is a question that's not asked.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was,
Yeah,
like,
yippee-ki-yay,
amazing. Like,
motherfucker. Holy
seriously.
shit.
Well, that's the shit that lights me up.
Started off a
because-
little slow.
Well,
Just
you
but
need a
he
back.
fucking
Not me.
finished.
I
just was
need all
thinking at
that
the
because I
beginning-
need to know the
Yes,
where you
I'm
come
not
from.
disagreeing.
and
I'm
I'm
just saying
Mexican
the way it ended compared
No.
to how it started was fucking crazy.
Well, I feel you finish it off with the bang, and the bang is
Holy
the miracle. You're a
shit.
miracle.
Beautiful,
You know?
man.
I want to share the message.
Well spoken, just everything.
I want to share the message with you guys of the death, the burial, and the restoration, and
Exactly.
and that's that message.
Yeah,
that meat and
incredible,
potatoes right there.
incredible, fucking incredible.
No.
The beating. I mean, I was I was
I
beat.
love. Well, when he said, because he's Italian, so I'm
Yeah.
Mexican Italian. So when
Yeah.
he said anything that like your mom has in your hand, I'm
right.
like, yes,
I know.
like big time.
Fuck.
So all of that
Yes.
little ground laying
Damn.
of
Hockey stick, Shane.
Oh, more than once.
right?
More than once.
Spatula.
my mom. She don't play. She has hangers or dick
Hang-
towels, you know?
The worst was the
Yeah.
rope, the TV rope.
We would get the wooden spoon.
Yeah. Oh,
The wooden
oh,
spoon.
you-
That's like the
wooden spoon.
Italian thing.
we almost
man.
had,
You
we
get-
had,
you
we
get-
almost asked for the wooden spoon in
wooden
our house. We said,
spoon.
please just bring out the wooden spoon.
But that's
What about the
incredible.
wooden meat thing with the little spiky spikes on it?
We call that a paleta.
Is what? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Back-
talking about.
even the
I
You
never
don't
back-
got
want to
one
get
of
hit with that one. I never got
was
hit
you
with that one
younger?
either.
That was fucking a great story, bro.
All right,
great.
man.
But it's
I'm
a-
gonna
it's-
I'm gonna
it's
sign off
beautiful,
of
but-
Instagram Live.
what God can do,
Yeah.
because that's a true testament of.
A year in jail, sober, bringing souls to God.
But that's when you
To
become
Jesus.
willing to do the work and allow God to take the wheel. Because I sure as hell did not want to go to jail or walk into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and say that I was an addict or alcoholic. But once, because that's when I'm behind the driver seat. I run that bitch into the ground.
Right.
So it just shows like when somebody is willing to do the work and say surrender, like
Right.
the fucking jig is up.
Yeah, but getting fucked over and ended up in jail for fucking a year or 14 months or 15 months when you're 2, 3, a year and a half sober, 2 years sober, you got a wife. You got
No,
a
but he
life.
made a good
I
point.
gotta be
He
a-
he had to be
You gotta be
accountable because he
accountable
did do
for
those
your
actions.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying that's a heavy
But that's what you
load.
do. And then when you do in sobriety, that doesn't mean that everything is going to be, you're going to be on a pink cloud and everything's going to be hunky dory. No, you do have to. That's why we have the steps in,
Everyone's
in the
gotta
way
pay
that
the
we
Pied
do.
Piper.
And you gotta, go ahead and
You have to clean up the
Yes.
wreckage of your past, and that was part of the wreckage
Yes.
of his
I got a
past.
great relationship with my probation officer today. We're gonna come together and unite, to let people know that they're not against us. They're for us. So we're gonna come together and try to create a program around that.
Amazing.
You know.
Can I tell you that
Yeah.
I had a full circle last week my drug court judge came on our podcast.
Sitting
Yeah.
in that chair right there.
That chair right there.
Amazing man.
Wow.
He's a retired judge. He could come do the podcast now. Natalie and I ran into him at an event, and he came and sat in the chair. The podcast will probably be released in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And
You got the sheriff coming in the next couple of weeks.
yeah,
That's dope.
we got the sheriff of Orange County coming in.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
The head guy.
Big
That's a
guy.
blessing.
Like, I'm a convicted felon,
Right.
and I get to do this shit today.
Right.
It's a blessing.
And it don't happen by chance.
No.
It
No.
doesn't happen by osmosis. You
No.
know? And truth be told is most people already know. We just need reminders every here and there. You know, we just need reminders.
Really quick, can you and then Emily, I'll have him say where people can find him, and then you can just put it in the chat. Where can people find you? Instagram, phone. How
You
do you
can
want?
find me on Instagram, Journey to Solutions. We have a website as well, and you can personally reach out to me on my phone at 908-670-0040. I definitely like to sit down, kneecap to kneecap, and get to know the person on a personal level.
All right, ready for the phone number again, Emily? Sorry. She's
new.
no, she's not.
Oh my gosh, Jade.
She's 3 weeks. She's 3 weeks into it now,
Yeah.
and she's amazing.
She's super new.
Saying it.
90.
The number is gonna. You remember it?
No.
I was gonna say.
I was
damn.
Like, wow, you gotta.
I always do 94957 or no, that's my phone number.
8675309.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I was gonna say this fast is really working on you already. If you were about to pop the number off like that.
I almost popped my own phone number off.
Sorry. What's the new girl's name again? Emily. That's right. Emily. You waiting for the number?
We're ready for the number. It's gonna be 908-670-0040. And that's that right there. That's my personal line.
Wow.
You know, and
That's amazing.
I like to let people know. I was actually talking to my brother on the way here. Very rarely will you find, owners and finders of organization coming out on the front lines. But I'm going to tell you something. It ain't easy doing this. So I admire, what everybody's doing inside this room. It definitely takes a pair of balls to do that. So you can reach out to me personally.
Amazing.
Yeah. Your story is incredible.
Yeah, the story is incredible.
It's awesome.
I really like sometimes I look at the people's pictures on the screen and like I can't tell if it's an actual picture because sometimes they'll be so still. Like the girl with her hand on her face right there.
Yeah, with the
Wait,
with the cap on, with her. Oh, she just stuck her tongue out.
Who is
Sorry.
it? Because I can't tell by her face because I don't have my glasses on. Who is that? Oh, it just says Zoom user.
Zoom user. Hey there, peace.
Oh, yeah, Zoom user. All right. I guess she wants to share.
Oh yeah, she'll
I
share.
feel like
later.
she look. She's laughing. She's like, I
she's-
want to share.
It's
All
actually
right,
throwing me off too. I don't know if that's their picture or if that's them.
I know, right? The lady. I think the lady who's like BI. That's a picture.
It is.
But but this other lady, Adele. She's like smiling, and I'm thinking, man, that lady's like all happy. She's in the meeting right now. She might not even be happy on the other side, but we hope she is. Anyways, let's go ahead and open it up for sharing.
Talkers, we need some questions. We
Yeah.
want some answers.
No,
We need some
actually,
answers.
there's a chat that
Oh.
Renee put, and I think it's important
The
because
saddest thing is being the partner of an addict that cannot own his wrongdoings because he's deep in his relapse, and I had to let him go because I cannot take this anymore. Pray for the addicts still struggling and the people that love them. I wanted our new
slow
girl.
down. Emily,
Wrong way.
I wanted
want
our
our
story,
story. Yeah, go
his
on.
story, to be a success story.
Fuck
Fuck fentanyl.
Fuck fentanyl.
So
We'll keep him in our prayers because, like I said at the beginning of this, the reason why this podcast exists, I do like to remind everybody because this podcast has nothing to do with Natalie, Shane, and Chad. It has everything to do with Justin Williams, who was my son-in-law, who my 21-year-old daughter found dead from fentanyl.
yeah.
And that's why we do what we do. That's why we exist. And, that's why we are a part of this insane Recover Out Loud movement. I can guarantee you that none of us will shut our mouth until 300 million people have heard our voice, and there's some serious work that's been done to combat this fentanyl crisis. One of the things that I talk about is, man, we're losing more people from fentanyl than we ever even thought about losing from COVID, and we have done nothing yet. Nothing. So, more people are dying every day. Anyways, let's open it up. Who wants to share first?
Yeah. Let's get some new people, man. Come on. Like last time it
Don't
started.
be shy.
Zoom user.
what's
She's
funny?
like, look, she's smiling.
Last time it started slow like this, and then all of a sudden we had a fucking.
All right, we got a new guy.
Jojo, I think, if I remember his name correctly from what I saw before. Oh, he's nodding.
Hey.
I got it. Yeah, baby.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, yeah, how you doing? Appreciate the share. I think I found this I found this meeting because I heard Natalie's story on the Cam Haynes podcast, and then I was like, and then I found the Hopeaholics podcast, and so it's been really cool. I really appreciate this meeting. Today's kind of a good day, but like a weird day. 10 years ago, I was in a car accident, and due to my active addiction, I was drinking, and I lost use of my right arm. I went to cross the street, and I got hit by a car.
Damn.
And so I'm clean today.
Amazing.
I have about 2.5 years clean from alcohol. And so this story was amazing. The share was amazing. There's so much I could relate to with the health struggle. I'm a believer in God as well. I gave my life to Christ in 2013. And so that's been a big part of just my recovery. But I think the one big thing for me has just been the community, the recovery community. I love jumping on Zoom meetings. I'm from South Jersey, so when he said Central Jersey, I was kind of like, that kind of exists, but it's like North and South Jersey. But so I'm in South Jersey, so maybe we could connect. That would be amazing. But yeah, today's just I'm grateful to be alive. Grateful to be in recovery. And health struggles, whether it's an accident or something physical or whatever, it takes a lot out of you. But I think working the steps and being in recovery, for me, like, it took me a long time to realize this, but my addiction became like a superpower. So now when I have that reminder in the morning, like when I can't like fully use my arm or I want to go use, I like think about like, yo, I did the 12 steps. Like somebody had patience and like help me through that, and like I can get through the next 24 hours, or I can make it to the Tuesday night Zoom meeting or whatever it is. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm just grateful to be alive. 10 years ago I was pronounced dead at the scene, and here I am listening to a story from someone that's in New Jersey, and I was like, well, that's crazy. And just there's so much throughout your story that I was like, yes, and I just kept agreeing. So but anyway, I just wanted to share that, and thanks for letting me share.
Thanks,
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on having 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Huge.
I just wanted to point out that this amazing gentleman is sitting in California right now, because that's where we are.
Yeah, we're in Cali, baby.
But he is
That's
from,
where he's from.
But he is from New York, right?
I was
Born
going to
in
make a New York
raised in-
joke, but I think it's too early.
Raised in Jersey, Freehold to be exact. So you make that call, whether that's north, central, or south.
All right, who's next?
I want to know what he's going to say.
Yeah. What's he?
What is it? Can you unmute him again? I want to know if it's north, south,
Freehold.
north, south, or
Freehold.
central. Freehold.
Freehold.
But you don't
That
even.
would be like north, I guess.
North.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you see that? That's a tough call. Let's call it Central.
And you feel free, whether I'm in California or Jersey, if there's anything I could do to be of service, you just feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's fucking really cool.
All right, man. Who's next?
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Where'd the? Oh, there she is.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
She disappeared,
He
right?
did for a second there.
All
She
right,
popped
yeah.
up right in the middle station. Let's just.
Should we call on her?
No, I don't.
Oh,
know.
she did what? Okay.
What? Oh.
She keeps disappearing.
Yeah, she's got a tattoo.
She's
on
got
her
something
hand there.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a
Let's-
tattoo on
let's-
her hand.
let's
What
see
do
what
that
she's got
tattoo
to
is?
say.
Put your fist up. Let's see what that tattoo is.
Can you unmute her,
Yeah.
or at least ask her to unmute? We'll see if she wants to talk.
She has nothing.
She's
to
Oh,
like-
she
say.
says she doesn't know how.
Oh.
Oh, you just click on it. Just hit the phone button. Oh, there you go.
Guys,
We can
Yeah,
hear you
we
now.
can hear you.
you can hear me?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. My name's Holland. I was actually invited here by Justin, who is in the Zoom meeting
Oh
as
yeah, he's
well.
above. Yeah, awesome. Good job, Justin.
So I actually
Hang on a second. Is Justin one of the top with the
Yeah,
hat on who
he's-
always shows
he-
up each
yeah.
week?
Yeah.
Fucking A,
Yeah.
bro. Fucking A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I actually have never been an addict or had any addictions in my life, thank God. But I'm here to support him, and we talk every day. We support each other. I'm going through a huge life crisis in my life, and he's there for me. And so yeah, he invited me to come tonight, and I came, and I love listening to podcasts. I actually follow Fausto on Instagram and like watch all of his content. So that's kind of how I first heard about you guys. But yeah, I'm just here for support, really, and
That's awesome.
to support my homie, and to support you guys, really, and
I
see what
love
it's
that.
all about.
Fuck yeah. You
That's
see?
amazing.
That's
like-
that's what we say when we say all are welcome. Thank you
Yeah,
for showing
man.
up. Thank you for inviting her. Thank you for
Yeah.
participating. Shout out to Fausto.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I hope
Justin
there's
for
the amazing story, and I'm not going to share it for him, but he's incredible, and I hope he chooses to share as well, because
Fausto?
no Justin.
Justin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
want- I
I
want
know.
Justin
I
to
know a
share.
little bit of it, and he's been shy on here, so I
Yeah, he
haven't been
has.
calling him out.
He's never shared on.
You know what I mean? He's never shared. He's been a little quiet.
I see him
but
smiling though.
I friend
so-
him. We're friends on Instagram. I comment on his posts, and he's been talking a lot more lately and feeling more comfortable. And I was going to give him another couple days, and I was going to bust his balls. Don't you fucking worry. Yeah.
All in the time, you know. I'm actually not shy at all. So no worries there.
Yeah.
I'm very,
it.
very, very shy by nature. Just so you guys know.
I'm definitely an introvert myself.
Yeah.
I am too, for
Yeah.
sure.
For sure.
I mean, I know it doesn't seem like it. They have pink hair and
All that.
all, but I am.
And
What
she's
you-
loud, and but you guys should
But I'm
see her.
Mexican Italian. That's why I'm loud. It's like in my family. It's like you're not having a conversation. It's like you need to be heard. So
Right.
you raise your voice.
Sometimes though, when we're like completely off camera and out of the studio, and she'll just be sitting there by herself
In the corner.
In the corner.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Sad. It's sad. It's sad. No, it is. Let's call it what it is, bro. You brought it out, and thank you for that. Because I was gonna bring. It's terrible. Sometimes she sits there so frail and
You guys
lonely and. Ugh.
don't listen to them. But I absolutely love your share because that's what this is all about. It's you're an awesome friend for coming
Yeah.
on and listening, especially because you don't have the gene in you, and thank God you don't, because it
But
has
it's also
become my
nice.
superpower
He's
now.
there for her. She's going
Of
through.
course.
She's going through a life crisis. We don't know what that is, and
But that's why I love this meeting, is because I think it is important. Piggybacking on Renee's comment, you know,
yes,
especially now that I have some time, it still kind of gets to me because looking at the things that myself and all my brothers did to like my parents and my parents, they don't have it in them,
yeah,
you know. So
Yeah.
it's like understanding the disease and kind of it's not a personal thing. It's very difficult to watch somebody that you love not get it,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
and continue to, whether
It's
it's
tough.
incarcerated or wrecking cars or just blowing up their life when they weren't raised that way,
Yeah.
or it's your significant other and you're just like, why can't you get this? Because you're a normal person and you're logical, so it's hard for you to understand because it's not something that you can see. It's not like a broken bone or a cancer or something. It's like, what is wrong with you? Just stop doing this
Yeah.
action and your life will get better. So to have a meeting like this for people from addicts to non-addicts to join and listen to other people to
Huge.
kind of understand a little bit more so that they don't hold it in so much where, you know, it's hard to watch somebody that you love and essentially die.
yeah.
Am
Look
I
who's
still unmuted?
No, you're still.
you're unmuted.
You're unmuted. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
I
it-
don't mind my crisis. Basically, I am a newly single mom with a 9-month-old baby,
Wow.
and
Mm.
child's father is a sex addict. So I've been a extreme narcissist, in my opinion. So I've been dealing with a lot of abuse over the last 2 years, and cheating and infidelity and lies and all that kind of stuff. And and I still have to see this person every day because we share a baby. And so it's the PTSD is real every day and hard to heal from, because you can't just go no contact. You can't, the pain gets re-triggered every day that you have to see. And I know that his addiction is very real. He's actually straight edge, so he's never smoked or drank a day in his life. But his whole family are addicts, and so that's kind of what pushed him to that extreme. Is like, I'm not going to do what my family did, but the gene is still there, and so he just found another outlet for it. And he doesn't quite understand that, but I see it very, very clearly. He refuses to get any help or anything, and it's very hard to. I still choose every day to have compassion for him, because I do know that it is a sickness and that it's not fully in his control. But the abuse that comes with that as a significant other, and just the trauma that I've endured, has been super, super brutal. So Justin helps me every single day with his wisdom and his experiences, and just being there for me and listening to my story, and I try to do the same for him. So that's my share.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And
Thank you
for being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable. My wife as well comes from the other side of addiction. So she too has dealt with very similar things that you're speaking on. And being able to see, the more and more that my wife and I just sit down and talk and converse with one another, the more and more we realize how similar we really are. There's just that human aspect of us that we all fall short at the end of the day with those character defects, whatever it may end up being. But the more and more that we connect and see each other on the level, the more and more we realize. But she does two programs. She goes to Al-Anon, which has helped her out tremendously, and just has a community of females around her that she plugs in with. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. That's such a huge deal. I know it is for me in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mine too.
Look whose hand is up.
No, Justin, you're up.
There we go, baby. There we go.
Justin's up.
Yeah, man. First time in fucking 4 months.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, baby.
All right. Thank you for your share, first off. I've battled with addiction for, pretty much my whole life. Since I was probably 12 or 13. And I got into it kind of just progressed. I didn't really have a drug of choice. I just did whatever, whenever. And then I had 12 years sober. I was forced into a program by the court and started going to NA then. And then relapsed at 12 years and was back out for 6 years and overdosed 3 times on fentanyl in 2 months. It started off as prescription medication from the VA, and quickly went into buying drugs on the street, it's funny, at like 2 years sober, I think, I was in a motorcycle accident. So like a year ago, and I spent like 5 months in the hospital, and I also lost function of one of my arms, of my left arm though. I think it's just real important to have a support system. It's important to just really look at those around you and see who's really fucking there for you. Because if there's any point in life where I could want to or have a reason to use, it would be now. I was on pain medication in the hospital. I was on Oxy. They knew I've been on Suboxone for a while. They knew of the whole thing, But I think, I just don't want to feel like that anymore. Like I said, I overdosed 3 times in 2 months, you know. Um, being dead on the floor is a completely different thing than just like nodding out for a long time, I mean, like literally fucking dying on the floor. And, you know, being in this place now where I have an excuse to do that because as addicts, that's what we do, like, this is the perfect time, I could use freely, but it's important to have situations and to put yourself in situations like this, like going to this podcast and just having friends like Colin to talk to and having a good support system. So thank you guys. And I just want to say that it's funny that I get on here a lot and I see a lot and it's funny how addicts are so willing to help people, like addicts are just some of the most, like, I don't know. They're just willing to help people, and it's really great to see. And I wish everyone was like that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
So
Justin, you need to share more.
yeah.
I expect to share every week now.
Yeah, I
finally-
agree. And I'll
I
tell you something.
finally-
He was a little. He was quiet. He learned to walk. I mean, he was in a serious accident. I
Yeah.
saw videos on Instagram. Taught himself how to walk again. Like it was a serious thing, man. And
Yeah.
not easy.
Well, grateful for you sharing,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
and coming
Thank you,
and
man.
showing
Thank
up
you.
to our meeting,
Yeah, man.
consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, means a
Huge.
lot.
Means a lot to us. It really does. And I agree with you 110%. Some of the best human beings that I've ever met in the world are recovering addicts and alcoholics.
I agree.
Even us when we're in our active addiction, one of our biggest faults is that we have these humongous hearts and we get hurt really
Yeah.
easy. But when we can turn that around, and get out of that, get out of self, right? And go out and start helping other people.
Yeah.
Man, we're some of the kindest,
For sure.
gentlest,
Forget about it.
but dangerous people
Yeah.
in the
True.
world.
Which
You
is
know?
funny because if you think about it, addicts and our exterior is always tough and hard, but really, we're really sensitive. When you really dive down deep into it and start doing the work, it really comes to that and
Yeah.
having like the big heart.
Yeah,
It's
it's true. Shane really hurt Natalie's feelings on the
I'm
last
sorry.
reel.
I'm
so.
sorry. I was a
No,
little
you
harsh.
didn't.
I was harsh. It was a
No,
little
you
harsh.
didn't.
It was a little harsh though.
Don't let. No,
I
you
felt
did not.
bad after. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
you
When I
didn't.
watched it, I did. I felt like, wow, did I say
I
that?
can take it.
I know you
They
can.
forget.
but-
I'm the youngest of four
I know,
boys,
and we're a
so
team
Right.
here, but it was all fun. And just everyone
I'm like,
knows that
give
we're
it
all
to me.
friends, and I love her, and we love it, and it's
Yeah.
all, fuck, yeah.
But you know what? When you say that, just to go off of that, because coming from the background I come from, it's definitely important, so to say, to keep that hard exterior. But, we have so many words that we utilize today, like, stressed,
Sure.
truth be told, it's fear, and a lot of people don't want to come to terms, but I heard a sermon the other day, and at the root of it, it's
always
fear.
For
It's
sure.
fear.
It's always fear.
It's fear. You can articulate
Stress,
yeah.
anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
all of it.
Hunger?
That is the lack of food for 24 hours for me right now.
And me.
I have not eaten food in
Me too.
24
Same.
hours, you guys.
We got
We're
48
due-
to go.
We have
due
48 more hours to go. We are doing the Gary Brecka 3-day
fast.
water fast.
Yeah.
And I regret signing us up for it. I
Yeah, me too.
truly
I don't know what I was
regret
thinking.
signing us up for it. And this will be the one and only time I do it.
No, it's
But-
not.
No, it isn't, because you guys are gonna hear him next week talk about like, oh my God, it was amazing. You guys all have to do it.
Yeah.
We all know this.
That's
know?
what I do, but that is what I do. But right now, I'm in the midst of the storm, guys. But I will
much
tell you
more.
that I won't quit.
And
I
have
will
no
not
water
give
left.
up.
I drank four of those bottles today.
We're on this like crazy shit too. I don't know. Here's my bottle of water. It's the Mountain Valley Spring Water.
Wait
it
a
comes.
minute.
What the hell was that? Who did that?
I don't know, but
Did somebody just tell me that 3 minutes?
yeah.
Huh? I have only three.
Basically,
Did I go
you got
over?
timed out.
I got.
You
What
got
the
timed
fuck?
out. It's time for Victor.
All
to
right,
share.
Victor. I want to know who did that. Who did that?
Good job, Emily. Good job.
All right, Victor, you're up, man. I just got timed out.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Victor, addict in recovery. Thanks for the share. Thanks for the meeting. It's always good to get on this on a Tuesday night. There was a lot that I couldn't relate to, but those like humble beginnings. I watched my parents. They worked hard to provide for us. My mom and dad actually ended up like getting back like the family home. One of my cousins did some research and supposedly it's like our original like Adobe family homestead, right? So I was brought up in that house. Fortunate enough to, be living on the same property that my family used to have and now we have back. So very humble beginnings for me. But I just wanted to shout out Zoom user. I didn't catch her name, Justin's homegirl.
What?
That's badass that she, comes in to support. My wife goes with me to one of my in-person meetings. And it's cool when somebody's making an effort to try and understand, right? Because nobody really gets us but us. And a couple weeks ago, I was talking to one of my old supervisors. He knew, what was going on with me. And, he was kind of asking questions. And I told him, I'll answer the best I can. But I told him, I get it if you don't understand, because some people just don't understand. But I told him at the same time, if you ever find yourself in the spot that I was, I do understand, man. And don't ever hesitate to reach out, just continuing to give away, like it's said, give away what was given to me. You never know who you can help out, just by being a listening ear sometimes. So I just wanted to thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate this platform. Gives me something to do on a Tuesday night. And then I guess kind of going back to not being afraid to walk into like the rooms and stuff. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I found out there was a in-person meeting here in my hometown and I didn't even know it existed. So I went to go check it out, and it's at the local church, and I mixed up the dates, and when I walked in, they were like having like a budget meeting or something, and I sat down and I was like, what the heck's going on here? And they're like, have you filled out an application? I'm like, we don't do that where I go, But then I found out that I was in the wrong place, and then last week we had like this gnarly snowstorm. We got like over 2 feet of snow. So it was badass to get that, but I didn't get a chance to go to that meeting. The town was without power for like 11 hours in some places and a couple days in like the outskirts of town or whatever. So I'm going to make it a point to go this Thursday, not Tuesday, because I was going to go to that meeting and then log into this one. And so I'm going to go, this Thursday and see what's going on and, just see how I could help out in my community, because at the end of the day, it's a small community and we can all support each other. So thank you guys for all the support. That's all I got.
Thanks, Victor.
Appreciate
Love
it.
seeing you every week.
Yeah. Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
Where'd Chad go?
I think he had to go to the restroom because
Well,
he's
what did he
drinking
do?
water.
Pee-pee? He went pee-pee?
Yes.
Okay, just wondering. What do you think? You went pee or poo?
Oh my God.
I'm just
Shane,
wondering.
I
I'm just
cannot.
saying. He left
Literally,
for the bathroom.
This
He's
is
been
what
gone.
This is
He's
what I
been
deal
gone
with
quite a
all the
while,
time, guys.
Well, what do you think we talked about when you go to the bathroom?
Jeez.
I'm wondering what's taking her so long, and he says, "Well, who knows what's going on?" And I'm just wondering why it's taking him so long.
You don't do the poo poo without the pee pee. So it's
Oh,
both.
that's true. Yeah, well, he's back.
And
We
if
were
you
just-
guys are on that water
we were
fast,
just-
it's probably PP either way.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just wondering if it was
Thank
number
you.
1 or number 2.
Shane's out of control. Yeah, I know. Chuck, you're up.
Chuck, baby.
Mute. Cool. Hey, everybody, what's going
Hey,
on?
Chuck.
Hi,
Zamzow.
Great share tonight, guys. I'm an alcoholic. My name's Chuck. I'm grateful I woke up today instead of coming to. Came to in a lot of places I shouldn't have. And I say that pretty much at every meeting I go to because that's just part of me. And it's a great share tonight. And the story when he was talking about the East Coast, it reminds me of pretty much where I grew up at by Boston. And man, a lot of Italian families I grew up with and heard, seen, and lots of things I probably shouldn't have seen. But very great story. And the only thing I could really add to it tonight that I could take away from it is trust God, help others, clean house. Mm-hmm. That's what came to mind to me today. But for the grace of God, there go I. Yeah. And then, I've been given a gift from a God of my understanding to help the others that there's hope and give them a good path for a great life to follow. Try to be a good mentor, good sponsor, and just keep trudging the road to happy destiny. That's about it, man. I mean, life is good. That's all I got.
Amazing. Thank you, Chuck.
Amazing. Thank you, Chuck. I want, yeah, huh?
What? Right, like Chuck literally wrapped it up right.
Chuck knew
He must have had a timer on.
Well, Chad's gonna take Chad's gonna take it overtime though, right?
Yeah, I know. Chad always.
It ended on time, but Chad's gonna.
Did you see what they did to me last week? It was like rude.
That was fine.
Anyways,
Chad's
whatever.
7:04 or something.
It was like 7:10. I'm like, people have lives and dinner and kids, and Chad's over here.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody, and
yeah, we want to thank everybody by name. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Justin, Drew, JoJo, Leon. Rosanna.
That Boston?
Julian,
Victor, Uribe's locker room.
B1,
what?
Adele.
Uribe? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Uribe's locker room. Uribe? You don't see it?
No.
Right next to Victor? Oh wait. No.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's okay.
There's Drew. We see him walking. Where are you heading, Drew? Where are you going? Heading out? Anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys all for coming. I was just teasing about naming everybody by name, but I want to know if any of you guys that share or if you guys watch it, that that you can go back and rewatch this on our YouTube channel. It's posted there. You can see how you look live on YouTube.
I say you pull up right on the screen and show me your new tat.
What?
I say you pull up on the screen and you show me your new tat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot.
Sorry, I didn't speak English.
Chad just got a new tattoo.
Where's my camera? Way over there?
Yeah.
All right, tell me what. Take your headphones off first.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's too dark.
Go back.
Too dark.
Come to my camera.
Where's your camera?
Just go right here.
Right here? Okay. You guys, where am I?
Come on, new girl.
Anyways, it says Hopeaholics.
It says
here.
Hopeaholic.
Go ahead, Chet.
Oh, okay.
Can you zoom in?
Go down.
No.
There you go.
Oh, it's tough. It says Hopeaholic, though. It's pretty sick.
Hopeaholic.
Pretty sick. I got my date January 10th.
Hopeaholic tattoo. You're going to get it right there.
Yeah.
Shane's getting his next week.
Yeah.
Natalie's getting hers.
Yeah.
They're trying to convince me, guys, but I don't have any tattoos.
Natalie has no tattoos.
Natalie has 0 tattoos.
We're going to get a small tattoo of Hopeaholic under Natalie's foot. That way, she has one, but she doesn't have. No one will ever see it, ever.
Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us every week. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you.
We love you all.
Thank you.
We really, truly do.
Yeah.
We want to see you next week. Can you push the buttons?
We want to dance.
Oh my God, it worked.
All right, one more time.
And wait, shout out to Marco, incredible
really good,
share,
Marco.
incredible
really
lead. It's pretty amazing, and that's where the cliches always do pop up. But the promises and the miracles, they do happen if you stay and hold on tight, buckle up, and do the suggested work. All of a sudden, your life can
beyond your wildest dreams.
My bone broth is waiting at home.
I know. Okay. I was just saying something very nice.
I'm not. I know.
Okay,
All right.
take us out.
Yeah, well, one quick question. I will take us out with this last question. You guys go ahead and shoot it in the comments. Which one of us is going to cheat first on the water fast? Because
who do you guys got?
I have. Who do you think is going to win the challenge? Who's going to complete the challenge? Who's going to fail the challenge?
Let us know in the comments, guys. You won't hurt anyone's feelings.
Yep. And
Soft.
during that, we will pray out.
Yep.
God.
God.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
It looks like everybody's saying it's going to be Shane.
Nah. Michael just said Pinky will win.
Who's
That's me.
Pinky? Oh.
Wow. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They know what's up.
Chuck's
They know
cracking up
what's
over there. He's like, these guys are fools.
He's hungry.
Thank you, guys.
It's like Shane's like, we don't have any food. He doesn't get to go home and eat. We got bone broth.
See you guys next week.
Who wants bone broth?
And shout out to Justin for bringing a friend.
Yep, absolutely, guys. Bring a friend next week. Let's get this thing up to 80 people on. All right. Peace out.
That bone broth starts to taste good after.
It does.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
are you kidding me? I was like loving my lunch.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.